Well, welcome once again to AEHL Rinkside. Troy Gillard with you once again. I'm very excited to be joined this time by Calgary Buffaloes U18 AAA defenseman, Calgary native Luke Vlooswyk on this episode. Luke, thanks very much for doing this. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me on the show.
Absolutely our pleasure. And we got to start with just the season overall that the Buffaloes are putting together. As you and I talk right now, your team has yet to lose in regulation so far during league play. Just what can you say about the incredible run your team has been on all season long?
You know, it's great. I think everyone's bought in, and it's just a really great group of guys. So it's definitely fun to be a part of.
Yeah, and playing hockey at that level to begin with is obviously a lot of fun, but the fact that you're winning pretty much every game that you guys are playing, that certainly has to be a bonus. Is that the big thing? And you just mentioned it. Is it the team buy-in you think is the biggest key to your team success so far?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, guys know their roles, and they pretty much do them to the best of their abilities, and that's kind of all you can ask for.
Yeah, for sure. And I know all of you players have your own individual goals that you want to accomplish moving forward, but I imagine that you guys have some pretty big team goals in mind, and you guys are obviously on a real good start towards hopefully accomplishing those going down the stretch.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're taking it one step at a time. Like right now, we're just focusing on finishing the regular season strong. Then we'll worry about playoffs when that comes, and kind of just go from there.
All right, let's talk about you. That's the reason we're all here right now. Obviously, you're playing U18 AAA this season with the Calgary Buffaloes, and you're a Calgary native, so pretty much born and raised in Calgary your whole life?
Yeah, no, I was born in Calgary, grew up here, played hockey Calgary my whole life, so yeah.
And were you a hockey nut, like, right from the start, like basically as soon as you were able to pick up a stick and go?
Oh yeah, I started skating when I was 3, started Timbits when I was 5, and you should have seen my room. From when I was a little kid, even now, I've got jerseys on my wall. I've got pictures, anything you can imagine. It's, hockey's my life.
Calgary Flames fan growing up?
Oh, major Flames fan.
Who are some of your favorite players over the years?
Favorite player all time has to be Mark Giordano. I'm number 5 right now, and I have been my whole life because of him. He was just such a great leader, and I really tried to model my game after him over the years.
Well, whatever you're doing so far has to be working, because it was last spring, in the spring of 2022, that the Red Deer Rebels made you their first-round pick, 17th overall at the WHL Prospects Draft. Luke, just take us back to that day, and when you heard your name called by the Red Deer Rebels, your reaction and how you felt that day.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, actually. I was on vacation. My family was in Hawaii, so we got up and we watched the draft, and it was just such an awesome feeling to get picked by such a great organization. I mean, it's just, it's awesome.
Is it a bonus that it's sort of close to home, close to Calgary where you grew up?
Yeah, no, that's definitely a big bonus of it, that, if I ever need anything, I'm only an hour and a half away.
Yeah, that's cool. And the thing I remember about that, of course, working for the Red Deer Rebels, is that when the team announced your signing, you actually signed your WHL player agreement with the Rebels while you were on that vacation.
Yeah, I did. I had a lot of my buddies saying, that's got to be the best signing photo of all time.
It's certainly one of the best ones I've seen, and obviously that was a big milestone for you as well, shortly after getting drafted, signing your agreement with the Red Deer Rebels. So that led you coming to training camp this past fall with the Rebels here in Red Deer. Just take us through that experience overall, Luke, and how big an eye-opener that was for you.
Yeah, the first day I got to camp, we'd started with the rookie camp, so I was just skating with all the draft picks, listed players, so that part of it wasn't too much of an eye-opener, but I was fortunate enough to get invited to main camp after him. That was the first time that I was really like, whoa, this is like a major step up. And overall, it really pushed me past my limits that I knew.
How much of a step up did it give you when you went back to go to training camp with the Buffaloes and then go through the season so far?
Oh yeah, because when I'm skating with the Rebels in camp, I'm not going to be one of the stronger guys there because they're 5 years older than me. So when I went back to the Buffaloes, it really helped me just try and push the pace in that camp.
For sure. So you attended training camp with the Rebels, like you say, got a taste of main camp, and then all of a sudden in November, the Rebels needed extra body or two for the Eastern road trip, so you got to tag along with the team for a couple of weeks when they went through Saskatchewan and Manitoba. How exciting was that for you?
When I got that phone call, I was ecstatic. I could not wait for it, and yeah, I went on the team. I think it was 10 days in total, and yeah, through Saskatchewan and Manitoba, it was just crazy experience.
And during that time, you did get into a game. You made your Western Hockey League debut in Swift Current versus the Broncos. What stands out for you from that experience back in November?
I think the coolest part was just the fact that both my parents were able to be there, and getting your rookie lap and everything. That whole experience was just so cool.
For sure. And athletics is a big part of your family in general. For those who don't know, your mom is obviously a well-known professional golfer, Lisa Longball, and your dad, boy, there's not many guys that I have to look up to say hi. Your dad's a big, tall, athletic guy with a lot of history as well. So how big was it having, real sports-oriented parents to grow up and learn from?
I have to contribute a lot of my athletic ability to them. Everything from the age of 5 and up, I was always playing sports. I was always outside doing something. Other kids would be inside gaming. I would be going to throw a baseball around with my dad or going to play soccer in the field. And I think the fact that I played a lot of sports growing up, and I think the fact that I didn't just play hockey really helped my athletic ability overall.
Obviously, you played a lot of golf over the years. What are some of the other non-hockey sports that are favorites of yours?
My favorite's got to be baseball. I played competitive baseball up until about 2 years ago. I also played basketball, and last year I did every school sport I could. Got to take home 3 banners, so that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. I've also seen some videos on social media of you hitting up the wakeboard too, so I know that's that's a favorite activity of your family as well.
I love doing that in the summer.
Yeah, that looks awesome for sure. Growing up being a Calgary kid, obviously, what was for many years the Max tournament, now known as the Circle K Classic, I'm sure was an event you always knew about. And this past December and January, you got to play in that along with the Buffaloes, Luke. Just as a Calgary kid, home growing, how much of a thrill was it to play in that Circle K Classic?
Oh, I remember when I was 7 years old, I went to the tournament with my team, and I just remembered saying like, wow, these guys are so massive. And, that was cool seeing the little kids watching, cheering. That was really cool for me.
And you guys had a good run. Unfortunately, he came up just short, but overall, had to be a great experience for you and the rest of your teammates.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. We made it all the way to the finals. We had a tough loss, but again, playing in front of, I think it was over 3,000 people, packed Maxdell Arena. That was a super cool experience.
Now, coming up here in February, going to be another real cool experience for you as you head out to Prince Edward Island with the rest of Team Alberta for the 2023 Canada Winter Games. How excited are you to represent your province at that great national event?
I am so looking forward to it. I've never been to the Maritimes, and I don't think anyone else on the team has either. So everyone is it's going to be a new experience. So I'm hoping we get to see their way of life a little bit, and we'll just learn more things as we go.
Yeah, and also, in addition to, I've never been to the Maritimes either. It's definitely on my list to get out there sooner than later, hopefully. But how excited are you for the opportunity to test your skills against your peers, the other best players in your age group from across all of Canada?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's always fun when you're playing against the top players because it really tests your skill, and it's I'm looking forward to it.
And Alberta always puts in a strong team at that particular event, so hopefully you boys can bring home the gold medal back from the East Coast. That would certainly be a bonus, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, we've got a really good group of guys, and kind of like our Buffaloes team, everyone's really bought in. So it's going to be an exciting tournament.
Yeah, it definitely is for sure. I remember watching that tournament here 4 years ago when the Canada Winter Games was in Red Deer, and it's just a top-notch hockey action, and a lot of guys from that tournament end up having strong hockey careers going forward. So wishing all the same for you, Luke, both in February and beyond. So, hey, thanks very much for taking the time to do this. Good luck to you and the Buffaloes for the rest of this season. And we'll see plenty more of you as a Red Deer Rebel down the road as well.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on the show.